three men stranded at sea decided to eat their 17-year-old cabin boy. So they were traveling from England to Australia while they got caught in a storm, so they all went into a lifeboat. And the only food and water they had on them was 2 cans of turnips, no fresh water. Obviously within days they were completely starving and so dehydrated, but they did manage to catch a turtle, so they ate that. Obviously the next step was to start drinking their own urine because otherwise they would die. The 17-year-old cabin boy called Richard Parker made a horrible mistake. He decided he was going to drink the seawater, and this made him violently ill, completely delirious, and ultimately the weakest member on board. Around day 18 to 20, Dudley, the captain of the boat, started bringing up the custom of the sea. This means sacrificing one person so that the rest could live. So they sort of said, look, we'll make a bet on it. Like, whoever loses the bet will eat, which is crazy, but I guess survival. But they never actually ended up making this bet. So the captain Dudley and the first mate Stevens decided that they were going to kill Parker. Their reasonings being, number one, Parker was the closest to death already. He'd already drank the seawater, he was delirious. And number two, Dudley claimed that Parker had no family, so I guess no one that would miss him. There was another man on board called Brooks, and he just flatly refused to have any part in this right now. So Dudley the captain said a prayer, told Parker, your time has come, took his knife and slit his throat. And then all 3 survivors, including Brooks, who didn't want to get involved in the discussions, decided that they were going to eat his body and drink his blood, which kept them alive for a few more days, because it had been like 20 days at this point. And luckily, 4 days later, they were rescued by a passing ship. And Dudley and Stevens did not hide what they'd done. In fact, they actually expected sympathy for this, which I kind of agree with. However, the courts did not agree with this. They said that necessity is not a defense to murder. You can't have the defense that I needed to kill them to survive. It just didn't work like that. And they said it creates a really dangerous precedent of whose life is worth more than the others. So Dudley and Stevens were found guilty of murder and then sentenced to death. There was obviously a lot of public outcry and uproar about this because, like, it seems a bit unfair. They might as well have just died on the ship anyway. So it was changed to 6 months imprisonment. And Brooks, who ate the cabin boy, but he didn't actually get involved in the discussions, he was not prosecuted. Moral is, you cannot claim a defense of necessity for the reason that you've murdered someone.